This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, good morning, good evening. Welcome to the day one of the regular sessions of the mobile application performance testing using JMeter and LoadRunner training. So yesterday we had the demo session on the same, in which we saw the different topics which we are going to cover as part of this training, and then we also got started with the introduction to performance testing, right? So before we start for today, I'd like to ask if anyone has any queries from yesterday. Any queries from yesterday? Okay, so let's start for the day. Let me start sharing my screen. Hope my screen is visible to all of you. So yesterday we had seen the different terminologies, right, associated with performance testing, and I explained the all of them. Then we'll move on to the next slide, that is the different test phases. The different test phases. Now, may it be web application performance testing, may it be API performance testing, may it be mobile application performance testing. These test phases will remain common to all the different performance testing types. Clear all of you? These phases are going to remain common to all the different types of performance testing which you do. As well as maybe you are working on the waterfall model, or maybe you are working on the agile model. So these test phases will again fit into both the type of working models. In agile, you will divide these phases into different sprints, and in waterfall model you will divide these phases as per the project plan, like you will have the first phase and the second phase and the third phase, right, and so on. Clear all of you? Now most of you whoever have done performance testing would again be aware of these test phases, so let us go through it. The first phase is nothing but the requirement gathering. So in order to do the testing, you have to know the requirements. Now requirements are again of different categories, like you will have functional requirements and you will have non-functional requirements, right? Functional requirements are for functional testing. Non-functional requirements are for non-functional testing. Again, performance testing is not the only type of non-functional testing, guys, right? Performance testing is not the only type of non-functional testing. We have security testing, we have accessibility testing, we have site reliability testing, we have browser compatibility testing. Okay, so including performance testing, we have different other types of testing which comes under non-functional testing. As I told you, security testing, accessibility testing, browser compatibility testing, site reliability testing. So the requirements which you are going to get, they will be of these different types, right? So you have to go through those requirements and then find out which requirements are applicable to performance testing. Because if you are into performance testing and you do not have experience on the other types of testing, you will not be able to perform them, right? And most probably there will be a different team who will be looking into those different types of testing. So we are going to go through the non-functional requirements and then segregate them as per the testing type, and whichever is applicable to performance testing, we will consider them for our performance tests. So also you're going to understand your scope, like what is the scenarios in the application which you are going to test as part of your performance testing. So you have got your non-functional requirements, you have got your application scope, you need to understand the application. Also, you will understand about the production environment, the specifications of the production environment. Based on that, you will place the request for the performance test environment. Clear, all of you? So you are doing the requirement gathering. Then comes the test plan and design. Once you have understood the requirements, once you have understood the application, you are going to document your test strategy and test plan, right? So whatever requirements you have got for your performance testing, you are going to document the test strategy and test plan for your performance testing. So it will again be applicable to all mobile application performance testing or web application performance testing. Everywhere you have to document the test strategy, the test plan. Okay, and once they are done, you have to get them reviewed with the different project stakeholders. You have to get it reviewed with the project stakeholders like your project manager, your solution architect, your business users, your development lead, environment lead. So there will be different business stakeholders. So you have to get your test plan reviewed with them. Once the review is done, once the document is approved, you have to go and develop your test scripts. You have to develop your test scripts. That is where our test script development comes into picture. So whatever type of application you are doing the performance testing for, you have to develop the scripts. Similarly, in our case, we are going to develop the scripts for our mobile application using JMeter as well as LoadRunner. Clear, all of you? And then if I go to the next one, that is my test execution. So I will develop my test scripts. I will develop my workload model. Okay, I'll distribute the users as per my requirement, and then I'll do the test execution. So based on the different types of tests which I am planning for my performance tests. See, out of non-functional testing, you have come to performance testing. Then inside performance testing, you again have different types of tests to be executed, right? Inside performance testing, you have different types of tests to be executed like load test, the stress test, the endurance test. So you are going to execute those tests. Again, this will also be applicable to your mobile application performance testing. Okay, very important, guys. During test execution, you have to do the monitoring as well. You have to do the monitoring. So whichever KPIs you want to get out of your test execution, right? Whatever KPIs related to your application or related to the mobile application. So you have to get the KPIs out of your test execution. Once the test execution is done, we have to analyze the test results, right? For each of the test execution, you will have the test results. You have to analyze those test results, and you have to identify if there are any issues or if there are any bottlenecks, to be very much specific in terms of performance testing, right? You have to find out if there are any bottlenecks which is causing the impact to the performance of the application. For each of the test type which you are conducting, may it be load test, may it be stress test, may it be endurance test, may it be spike test, you have to analyze the results. Again, for each of those tests, you might be doing 2 to 3 rounds of tests, right? You might be doing 2 to 3 rounds of tests. So we have to analyze each and every result. We have to analyze each and every result and then come up with our findings. Here, all of you, we have to do the result analysis for each type of execution and then come up with our analysis. Once the analysis is done, we have to put in our observations, because after you do the analysis, you will have your observations for your performance test. We have to do the test reporting. We have to document the observations. Okay, so we have to do the test reporting. I hope all of you are aware of what is load test, what is stress test, what is endurance test, what is spike test. Or do you want me to touch upon those points? Anyone? Or are all of you clear on that?
Yes, we are aware of it.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm clear on that.
perfect. Thank you. So these are the different types of test phases or the different test phases for your performance testing. Here, all of you. So these phases, whenever you are working in a project where you are doing the performance testing for mobile applications, this is also going to be, the same thing. The thumb rule is that you have to apply these phases to your mobile application performance testing as well. Any queries, anyone? Anyone, any queries? Okay. So
Hello,
then,
excuse me, Chandra.
yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, I'm not able to see your screen. Can you share it again?
Sure. Is it same for everyone?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen. It shows the requirement gathering, test plan, test execution,
Yeah,
results,
yeah.
Yeah,
and test reporting.
yeah.
These
Now
are
it's visible.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So in case you are not able to, please give us out. I'll maybe stop sharing and restart sharing. Okay. Okay. So these are the different. I'm sorry. These are the different test phases for performance testing. Now coming to our mobile performance testing, guys. Mobile performance testing. So in general, the usage of mobile has grown significantly, right? We have so many users using the mobile devices, and with in the recent times, over the last 4 5 years, last 6 7 years, we have seen that everyone, you just throw a stone at anyone, you will find that that particular person has a smartphone, right? Everyone has a smartphone. So everyone has access to mobile applications. Gone are the days when mobile was a dream for people, right? So everyone has a smartphone nowadays. So it is very much essential that we take into account how the mobile devices are performing, how the applications are performing on the mobile devices, right? So what I wanted to say is mobile devices have become a vital part of our daily lives, right? In personal lives, the mobile devices are a very vital part, right? We have become addicted also to mobiles, as well as for the businesses. For any business you take, everyone's focus is now on mobile applications. Everyone promotes mobile applications. Like for example, some e-commerce platforms, they will say that whatever offers we are providing you, let's say we are having some sale. So though that particular sale is going to be available a day before on our mobile application, for example, right? Many customers or many, many application or many companies, if you are trying to launch their website on your mobile, they will simply say you cannot, means we are not accessible, please use our mobile application. There are some, okay. So the mobile applications and mobile devices have become very much, a vital part of the modern businesses as well as daily lives of people, right? When we have a device, when we have a mobile device and we have a laptop, if you have to check a same thing on my laptop and a mobile device, as on today, I'll prefer my mobile device, right? I have a laptop, I have a mobile device. I want to check something which I can check both on my laptop as well as on my mobile device, which is there on the internet, for example. I will definitely go for the mobile device. I hope you all will agree with me, right? No one will take that pain to open the laptop and go and check if I can check it on my mobile device. So the access is instantaneous, right? The access is instantaneous on the mobile device. So the accessibility of the handheld devices, or basically the mobile devices, the accessibility of these handheld devices allow the users to have instantaneous access, right? We are having instantaneous access to information. So we would be looking for some information. For example, reading the news or what happened in a match. I want to check that. I won't go to my laptop, get bothered about opening or starting it and then checking the details on it. Rather than that, I'll check it on my mobile device. If I want to know about any products, right? If I want to know about any products, and then I will again go to my mobile device. If I have to check any services, let's say the flight timings, or if I have to check my emails or the train timings and all, everything as on today, I will go to my mobile device. If anything can be checked on the mobile device, the preference of the people will be mobile devices. Any exceptions to that? Any thoughts from any one of you? Okay. So then there is a fierce competition, guys. There is a fierce competition in the mobile application industry, right? Applications belonging to a same domain, applications belonging to the same industry, they have fierce competition among themselves. They have fierce competition among themselves. So they have a huge pressure that whatever application they are developing, whatever application they are making available to their customers, that has to be top class, right? That has to be top class, as well as the performance of that application matters. See, during our school days, during our college days, when we used to view our exam results, the websites would take hours to open. Every time you go and hit the web page, you get 503 service temporarily unavailable. But at that point of time, we're still living with that, right? Because we had that patience maybe, and probably that was that generation. Means the way the applications are accessible today, the internet is accessible today. It was not the same like 15 years before, 10 years before, right? So the industry has grown like anything, right? Internet accessibility has definitely grown. Everyone, almost everyone has access to internet now. So every industry has its focus how to reach out to the maximum number of users, right? No company, no business would want to have a stagnant user footfall, right? They will never like to have a stagnant user footfall. Everyone will always want to have the increase in the user footfall, right? When someone is opening a store, they want more people to come into that store. Similarly, for the mobile application also, they want their mobile application to be used by more and more number of users. Now, that is why there is a fierce competition. Now, if any company belonging to a particular industry fails to deliver a proper application, a good application, which is providing a good user experience, if it fails on these parameters, it is very likely, very important guys, please remember, it is very likely that those users will move to its competitors. Those users will move to its competitors. Hope you all have heard of um, the e-commerce giant Snapdeal, right? All of you have heard Snapdeal.
Yes.
It was as popular as Flipkart in India,
No,
right? All of you
no,
agree? But do you hear that name today? Anyone? Do you hear that name today? Or do you see its ads today?
No.
But in the past, it was also having ads, and the ambassadors, the brand ambassadors were also big names, right? But because it could not cater to its users properly, it could not cater to its users properly, and its competitors had a better service, better application, better user experience, people moved from that to its competitors. It is a very competitive market, guys. Any industry you take today, it is very much competitive. So the mobile applications have to be top class, okay, with top performance, providing a wonderful user experience. User experience is a must to be looked at, because nowadays, you know, nowadays users are impatient. If they find something is wrong with any application, they will simply ditch that application, move to its competitors. Yeah, any queries, anyone? Are you understanding why mobile application performance testing is important, guys? Yeah, then we need to have, we means the applications, the, the businesses, the businesses need to, means whatever mobile application they are developing, okay, whatever mobile applications they are developing, those mobile applications should have a satisfying end user experience. When a user is using that mobile application, that particular user should be satisfied. That should be satisfied. If the user is satisfied, success guaranteed. If the user is not satisfied, failure guaranteed. Understanding? So it is very much critical on the company's part to, whatever mobile application they are developing, that mobile application should provide a satisfying end user experience. Okay, that mobile application should provide a satisfying end user experience. Now, there are different parameters. Now you will ask me how to assess the end user experience. So from a web application point of view, there are parameters, there are KPIs to measure the end user experience. Similarly, for the mobile devices, okay, for the mobile applications rather, we have the different KPIs to measure the end user experience. That is why mobile application performance testing is very much important, is very much critical for the success of that particular application. Okay, so previously performance testing was getting neglected in most of the projects. You will see, like in most of the waterfall projects, you will see that they will give enough time for functional testing, right? They'll give enough time for functional testing, and the timelines for performance testing will be very squeezed, okay? And in some cases, they would not give that much of importance also to performance testing. Some projects would not do performance testing. Some projects would not do performance testing also, which is not a good practice. So nowadays, the customers are understanding the importance of performance testing. Okay, they are understanding the importance of performance testing, and in most of the projects, you will see that it is now being done. Also, it's not that the timelines are not sufficient. In fact, there is a shift left approach. So performance testing also starts early in the software development life cycle. Okay, performance testing also starts early in the software development life cycle. So previously, performance testing associates would be worried that, okay, my performance testing project is a short project. It is a short one. So they always had the pressure that once this project gets over, I have to go into another project. I have to find another project. But that is not the case now. Okay, and because we have different types of testing for performance testing, like web application, API, mobile application. So this field is a demanding one. You will find good number of jobs with relation to performance testing in the market. It is a niche skill, guys. It is a niche skill. So very, very important. Please understand performance testing, do performance testing, and you can grow in your career. Clear, all of you? So all of you understood why mobile performance testing is important? Any queries, anyone, before I move on to the next slide? Any queries, anyone?
I'm good.
So now that we have seen why mobile application performance testing is important, we are going to see what are the different types of mobile applications. What are the different types of mobile applications? Okay, because mobile application performance testing is not that simple, guys. There are so many challenges. One of them is we have different types of mobile applications. We'll discuss the challenges later, but let us now go and see what are the different types of mobile application. First is a web application or a mobile application. Okay, web application or a mobile application means you are opening that application on the web but on the mobile. Okay, on the web but on the mobile. So they are designed in such a way that they will look good on the mobile devices, but that is actually you will have a domain and all. So that is kind of a web application only, but they are designed for the mobile devices. Okay, so that is your web application. Then we have the native application. Okay, then we have the native application. Native application is purely a mobile application. Okay, native application is purely the mobile application. Now we can tell that the purest form of the application for mobile is the native application, but we'll see more details about that later. The next form of mobile application is the hybrid application. So hybrid application is nothing but, as the name suggests, it is a mixture of, it is a mix of web and native. Okay, it is a mix of web and native, which we are going to see later in details. Okay, so three types of mobile applications: web, native, hybrid. Recently we have another type known as progressive web app. Okay, we have progressive web app, but we'll go to that after we cover these three. Clear, all of you? So basically the different types of mobile applications are web application, native application, and hybrid application. Coming to web apps or the mobile websites, as I told you, web application means with reference to the mobile application, it is designed in such a way that it will act as a mobile website. Sometimes we call it as M dot, right? M dot. Any website you launch on your mobile, some of them the domain will change to M dot, and then like for example facebook.com. When you launch Facebook on your desktop or laptop, you will have like www.facebook.com. But for example, you are trying to launch the same website. I'm not talking about the application, but trying to launch the website on your mobile application using a browser, right? That becomes m.facebook.com. So it's not that every web application, is having that, means they convert that into m dot. Some do, some do not. You can use the original web URL on your mobile and can launch that. But yes, web apps or mobile websites are designed for mobile applications. Okay. So coming to web apps, they are built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? The web applications are built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You all know this. The web application will run inside a browser, right? It will run inside a browser, Safari, Chrome, etc. Now you can launch that website or you can launch that web application on your desktop or laptop. Similarly, you can launch it on your mobile. So the channel here is different. The channel here is different. The industries, okay, the industries also track the usage of their web application through the channel. Now, what is a channel, guys? Means their website was accessed through the desktop channel, or their website was accessed through the mobile channel. Understood? If their website was accessed through the desktop channel or it was accessed through the mobile channel, then through the desktop channel, which all browsers were used? Through the mobile channel, which all browsers were used? So they collect these figures, guys. See, every company having an application, may be web, may be mobile, they collect data, right? They collect data because based on those data, based on those surveys only, they are able to improve further, right? They are able to improve further. So this mobile websites or web application is going to run inside a browser. Okay, it is going to run inside a browser. So it could be Safari, it could be Chrome, it could be Edge, anything, guys. Okay. These web apps or these mobile websites, they are built like a regular website only, right? They are built like a regular website only using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, etc. Okay, but as I was telling you, they are specifically designed to look good on the mobile devices. See, your mobile device screens and your laptop screens, they are different in size and all, right? So your mobile, whenever you are launching a new web app on your mobile, you should have a good experience. You should be able to view all the elements on your device. So the web applications are designed in such a way that they will look good on the mobile devices also. So the mobile websites, okay? The user should ultimately have a good experience while using that particular application. So these will run on the browser only, guys. Please remember, okay, these will run on the browser only. Now, coming to the advantages, okay, coming to the advantages of the mobile websites or the web apps. It is easy to build, okay. You do not have to hire any developer with any particular, programming language knowledge. You just use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, okay, to build it. So it is easier to build, guys. You don't need, very complicated programming languages in order to build that. So it is easy to build, okay. Next, it is easy to maintain as well. It is easy to maintain as well. Why? Because you do not have to worry about different platforms because this is running on a browser. This is running on a browser. You do not have to worry about different platforms. You do not have to worry about, complying with the rules of different platforms. So it is easy to maintain, guys, because it is easy to build. So that is why it is easy to maintain as well. You can use any technology, okay. You can use any technology, you can use any language. It's not that you have to use any specific language in order to develop the web applications, okay. You do not have to use any specific technology, you do not have to use any specific language in order to develop the web application. One more bigger advantage is that it is cheaper than native applications. It is cheaper than hybrid applications. Okay, your web application, it is cheaper than native applications. It is cheaper than hybrid applications. It is a single application for all platforms. Very, very important, guys. Very important point that the web application or a mobile website is a single application for all the platforms. For all the platforms, as I told you, you do not have to develop different applications for different platforms. Okay, so it is a single application for all platforms. Any queries, anyone, on the advantages? Or do you understand what is a web application? Or you do not understand? You can ask. So we have the web application or the mobile websites, and then its advantages. Now it has some disadvantages also. Okay, it has some disadvantages also. Now let us look into that one by one. The biggest advantage is you have to run it in a browser. It is its advantage as well as disadvantages. You have to run it in a browser. Now you think about yourself as the end user. Whenever you are using your mobile device, you want to use any application, you simply want to go and open that application using its icon, right? As a user, you simply want to go open the application using its icon. You do not want to launch the browser and inside that browser launch the website again, right? You do not want that. You simply want that I want to run it using the icon present in my mobile device. Clear? Clear, all of you? Then it is slower than the native applications. It is slower than the native applications. Okay, the web applications will be slower than the native applications. Next, it is less interactive. When you are using any mobile application which you have installed in your mobile device, it is interactive, right? You are able to interact with it in a more, it is very user friendly, right? You can interact with that application. But when it is a web application or it is a mobile website, it is less interactive, less intuitive. Intuitive means it is less user friendly, guys. Okay, it is not that user friendly. Okay, so that is one more disadvantage of the web application, that it is not that interactive, it is not that intuitive. As I was telling you, you are more likely to use the application which you have installed rather than opening its website on your mobile in a browser, right? And then when you are using it in the application, you can interact with it more, right? But it is a bit cumbersome on the web application. Clear? Next, you do not have an icon for it on your mobile home page, right? You do not have a icon. You do not have an icon for that. You have to open the browser, you have to launch the website or the URL and then be able to use it. Clear, all of you? So there is no icon on the desktop. Another important point is the web applications cannot be submitted to the app stores. Now for Android you have your Play Store, for iOS you have your App Store. You cannot submit these web applications to the app stores. Another disadvantage. Any queries, anyone? Next,
I don't understand. Cannot submit to the app store. That means what does that mean?
yeah. Now, when you are when you are installing any application on your mobile device, you are going to that particular means, for example, in whichever platform you are running your mobile device on, like for let's say Android, you're going to the Play Store and then uh, search for your application, install it. But that is a native application, okay, or it could be hybrid application. But that is not a web application. Means you cannot find your web applications in your app stores. Understood? Means a company who has only a mobile website or a web app, they cannot go and say to the app store, that like the Play Store or the App Store, that you list my application, my web application on your store. It is not possible. You have to have a native application or a hybrid application in order to be able to be listed on the App Store. Again, you
Okay.
have to sorry.
No, I got it. I see.
Yeah. So you have to comply with the rules of the App Store also. Then you cannot interact with your device utilities. You cannot interact with your device utilities. Now, for example, when you are launching or when you are installing any mobile application, it will ask you that they need permission to your contacts, they need permission to your messages, they need permission to your camera, microphone, etc. Right? So whatever utilities, different utilities are present on your phone, the mobile applications can interact with those utilities. But that is not possible with a web application, guys. Your web application cannot interact with the device utilities. Understood? Your web application cannot interact with your device utilities. So these are some of the disadvantages of a web application or a mobile website. All of you understood what is a web app or a mobile website, or any queries, anyone?
The slower than native apps, right? That means the response time is slower than the native apps.
Yes. The response time is slower than the native apps. The
Okay, suppose
performance
the
is slow.
response,
The
yeah,
perform
so performance will be slow.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you analyze, like when you do the web applications, there, for example, if the for the launch it takes 3 to 5 seconds, so it will be 7 to 10 seconds in this mobile application, right?
7 to 10 seconds will be means the higher response time will be on the web application, not on the native application.
Okay.
The higher response time, the response time is higher means performance is slower.
Yeah, slower.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the higher response time will be on the web application, not on the native application. The
Okay.
web applications are slower than the native applications.
Okay.
Okay, so this is all means this is the discussion about the web application or the mobile website. Any queries, anyone? Any other queries?
Thank you.
Then, yeah, tell me.
Just saying thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So the next one is the native mobile applications. Okay, the next one is the native mobile applications. The most common type of mobile application is the native mobile application, guys. The most common type of application in mobile devices is the native mobile application. Okay, it is built for specific platforms. As I told you, if your mobile device is running on Android and if your mobile device is running on iOS, the application belonging to the same company, for example, okay, if you have installed it on Android using its APK, the same file you cannot go and run it on iOS. These native mobile applications, they are built for specific platforms. So for Android, you have a separate programming language. For iOS, you have a separate programming language. Okay, so they are built for specific platforms also. But what was the case in web application? It was universal for all the platforms, right? It was platform independent. Next, built using native programming languages. For example, you will have to use the native programming languages. For example, in case of Android, you will use Java, but in case of iOS, you might use Swift or Object-C. Okay, so the programming languages will also differ from platform to platform for the native mobile applications. Clear, all of you? So this is about the native mobile applications. I think we'll stop the session here today. We'll look into its advantages, disadvantages in the next session. So I hope you all enjoyed today's session. So thank you all for joining.
Hey Chandra, so just one question.
Yeah.
Uh, so actually, some of the application will be encrypted, right? So encrypted applications can be recorded through mobile. So JMeter or LoadRunner.
Yeah, for encryption, you can take different approaches. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
you have to try, like, if encryption you are able to record, and you can do the encoding, decoding, and all. But if it
Yeah.
is not happening, then you can ask your development team to disable encryption.
Mm-hmm. But some of the banking application it's mandatory for the encryption, right? So
Yeah,
then how to
yeah,
proceed?
we can handle encryptions. Okay, we can handle
Mm-hmm.
encryptions with JMeter, LoadRunner, so
Okay.
we can do that.
Okay. Is it covering on this sessions?
As part of this session, we are going to focus on our application only, means
Mm-hmm.
our native application exclusive to our academy. So I don't think that will be in scope for this training.
Okay. So encryption will not be covered on this
Yeah.
I have
course, right?
one more question. So, if the application is a Kerberos authentications, how do you handle in mobile?
Sorry, could you please come again?
Yeah, yeah. This application is a Windows Kerberos authentication.
Yeah.
How to deal with this mobile applications? How do we like it? We can't record like the token will not be generated, right?
Yes. So yeah, in those cases, we have to see for performance testing, for automation testing, all these, we ask the multi-factor authentication and all to be disabled in general. Okay, for
Okay,
the performance testing purpose.
okay.
Yeah.
But some due to the security reasons, like some companies, like if the application's sensitive, like they will not disable, right?
No, no. I'm saying for testing purpose. I'm not saying that when it will go to production, you are going to disable it.
Okay, and
For
whatever
your,
be a testing environment has to be disabled.
yes, for your specific testing environment, that has to be disabled.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining.